To build on what you're saying, John Wilczynski of America Makes said this: quality assurance still looms as a large, significant hurdle to the wider adoption of AM. Key in this regard is expected to be the industry-wide adoption of standards. How are you as companies embracing this, specifically industry standards around quality?
Well, I'll chime in to start. I mean, as I mentioned, both on the products procurement side, we have a bundle of different mechanisms for folks to build out profiles, establish if there are any particular production specs they need passed through to the production side. I would add to that also that we really embraced the work that America Makes did with FDA, NIH, and the VA in getting certified parts through. And so within our inventory system for parts and assemblies, we made sure that we pre-populated with the specific manufacturing instructions that were posted to that site, so that information could be passed through and that could be created in a reliably manufactured way.
Good. Mike?
No, I think we're, sorry, go ahead, Mike.
No, go ahead, Lou. Yeah.
I think the emphasis on quality as a gating factor for scale, Terry is spot on. That really resonates, and we're very supportive of the work that's going on in standards. But I think we're, as a manufacturing company, we're also building a quality system that has a digital thread at every step in the process, from the batch resin that comes in, through the machine, through the temperature and humidity in the room, through every possible variable. There are hundreds of variables that go into before the machine, during production, and after the machine that ensure we can make a part that's going to go and be usable on a car or in a medical device. And that speaks to an industrial grade quality system in a factory that complements the work that's being done in standard setting, and that's great. That needs to continue. But I think there also needs to be investment in the actual production operation, and our friends over at HP are doing great work around the machine to build that. But I think there's a lot more to be done there. And I think over the last couple of years, made great progress, but much more to still be made. And that's why at FS Radius, we're investing in that quality system in a way that gives our customers confidence that the part we make today will be the same as the part that we make 5 years, 10 years from now.
Yeah, if I could just continue on with that, Lou. Standards, that's fantastic. But what we're talking about is the full ecosystem, right? So you can have standards, but if you don't have manufacturing processes and systems in place, then the standards aren't going to really do you any good. And if I go back to, we have hundreds of parts, literally hundreds of parts that go into our two machines, our production 5200 and then our 580 color proto machine. And where it starts for us is in the design phases, the very beginning of the process. When you're starting to be able to create the design, it's really important that you're thinking about the quality, the capabilities of the technology, and making sure that matches the design intent. Because you could, if you, as I say, put a square peg in a round hole and you force a technology into the say it's supposed to be injection molding, you force it into 3D printing, you're going to have fits in production trying to be able to maintain the quality of that part, regardless of how good the standards are and how good the quality process and systems are on the manufacturing floor. So you have to be able to take a look at it from the very beginning of the process when you design it, making sure that you understand the capabilities of the processes, the suppliers, the measuring capabilities of the machines, so that you're matching the right expectations of the design to the capabilities of the technology.
Yeah, I think that teases out something, Terry, I'm sure you're going here in a second, but I have to say it now in case you're not, that the design piece is so important. The economics, like one thing that maybe not everybody realized is that the progression in terms of where these parts have been manufactured, like things, the halos we were talking about for face shields, initially 3D printing them made sense because it was very responsive. But as tooling could scale up for injection molding, that made more sense for the manufacturing of that part. It can continue to make sense to 3D print things if the design is right. But if you're trying to force feed something that can be injection molded and you have significant scale, you're going to injection mold it. So the design piece of things matters not only for the ongoing economics of 3D printing, but also the performance and the repeatability. And that, I think, is what Mike teed out really, really nicely.